Apexgt GT is back here at Sebring International Speedway. It has been a minute, but we have returned for another week of great online racing on Assetto Corsa. So, last race we saw the opening race at Daytona Super Speedway, where Mario Farnbacher took first, 87's better, took second, and it was just a dominant race from Mario Farnbacher. Just multiple half a lap ahead, dominant race. So will we see that again here today? A lot of talk about here at Sebring. It is a long track, very long. So it's 17 turns. Notable turns are the opening S's 3 through 5. That'll catch a lot of people off guard on the opening laps. The Big Bend 6 is just a fast section, which leads into turn 7 hairpin. Another great overtaking opportunity if you can nail it on the braking. Here's the opening S's. You can see just swerving through it. Turn 3, 4, and 5. It's just such an important zone to get right, because if you don't get it right, you're going to lose a lot of time going up to the fast straight, the Big Bend. So it's just key for our drivers to get there. Turn 7, as we just acknowledged, very narrow coming out of it, but if you can nail the braking zone leading up to it and get a good run going into the short little S's right there, you'll secure an overtake at least into the next turn. So moving on, our next set of turns is turn 16, Le Mans. It's a flowing section beforehand, 15 pictured all the way on the right. And if you can get close behind your opponent going into the Old Man Straight, it's going to solidify an overtake and put you into contention to pass in turn 17. And turn 17, speaking of, is just a brutal turn. So wide, so big, and it's plenty of room to overtake. But it's about getting a good entry into the corner and getting a good exit. Because if you slag in the entry, it's going to compromise your exit. But if you have a good entry and you don't have a good exit, it's going to turn it around the other way. Looking at our qualifying here, 87's better gets it in first place. Ben Barker in the 4 and second. Mario Farnbacher, our previous race winner, in third. The Bentley Marco de Rabanio, fourth. Michael Grenier, fifth. Thomas Baumann in the Mercedes in sixth. John Pierre Garadello, seventh. Tommy Milner getting the Corvette up to eighth. Marco Mappelli in ninth. The Audi teammate Libor Tomanek in 10th. The Acura of Ryan Eversley in 11th, Jack Hawksworth in 12th, Alessandro Pierre Guidi in 13th, Michael Sorensen in 14th, Hank Gillis in 15th, and Jim Beals in the Nissan in last place. Let's get this show on the road. 87's better. He's going to have it in the front, and he gets a good start. Ben Barker slow off the line. Marco de Rabanio is right behind him. 87's better is far in front right now. Mario Farnbacher trying to chase him down. He is used to doing the dominating, and Ben Barker gets by it. What a race start. Baumann looking behind. Second, third, and fourth. He is side by side with Michael Grenier. They're going up to the Big Bend of turn 6. The fast section into turn 7. The hairpin where you can make a race. Baumann trying to keep in front of the best of the rest. 87's better, cruising. It stays single file. Mappelli back there, looking to go to the inside. Mario Farnbacher looking to chase down Ben Barker. A shocker from Barker, getting it up to second and securing it in front of Mario Farnbacher. Such an achievement for this Ford team. Eversley pinned way back. So is Libor Tomanek just in front of him. They were in the contention for the race lead, well, for podium places at Daytona, and they are just pinned so far back. Rubinho having a good race, looking to chase down Farnbacher. And the Mercedes and Bauman is holding up, but he has Michael Grenier of the Ferrari team right on his tail. See our race leaders going on the Ullman Straight. Getting a good slipstream on the Ullman Straight can set you up for a good overtake in turn 17, the Sunset Bend. But it's a matter of making the right moves through this turn. Such a long, continuous turn. And 87's better, sets the fastest lap. From the race lead, he is already 6 seconds ahead of the pack. That is just dominance right there. Bauman with Michael Grenier hot on his tail into turn 1. We cut to Rubinho trying to make a move through turn 2 through 5. He is still about a car length behind. Bauman with the Grenier still in his mirrors. It's important to defend through here. If you compromise a run going into turn 6 and the following straight, it's really going to cost you in the turn 7. Rubinho just way back from Farnbacher now, but he can still make better time through this hairpin. Bauman defends well. Just, it's such a slow turn going through it. Nick Gillis looking to get out of last place. He moves to the inside, looking to get around Jim Beals of the Nissan now. Beals up 2 places from starting in last in this race. Eversley just a part of this long line of the mid-pack cars. All single file. The good thing about Sebring is if a driver messes up, you can still just make so much more time. And any other part of the lap, there's so much space in this track to make the overtake, so many opportunities. So messing up one doesn't solidify that you're out for the whole lap. Mario trying to get some slipstream off the Aston Martin. Ben Barker cruises far ahead of Mario Farnbacher. Ben Barker is so comfortable in his car. Eversley looks to the inside of Libor Tomanek, and he cannot get it done. It's important that if you go through turn 17, that you know what you're about to do and you can get it done. Eversley still looking to move around, get past Tomanek. Still plenty of time to do it. We're only into lap 3. Fabiano. Eversley and Tomanek scrapping through turn 4 and 5. Eversley gets around Tomanek. Just a scrappy overtake through a scrappy zone of this track. Let's look at the race start. You see our leaders getting the revs up. Barker just gets a slow line. It's a push from Fabiano, in fact. That push might have helped him get off the line better. And you see Barker, Farnbacher, and Barker gets around him clearly and cleanly. And it's just anchors dropped for 87. Or anchors picked back up, I should say. Bauman working through turn 3. And a chaotic race start in its own sense. It's not necessarily getting off the line that makes it so chaotic, but it's turns 2, 3, 4, and 5. That tie S's section that can really solidify some good overtakes at the start of this race. Gear Ghirardello in the BMW, also another driver that was in contention, for the podium at Daytona, and he is pinned in the middle of the pack. Much better than the fellow contenders that he is facing. Eversley and Tomanek still pinned behind. In 10th and 11th, out of the points right now. And it seems like Eversley and Milner are getting into it in the back of the pack. Milner should be pretty happy with where he's at right now. At Daytona, he was at the rear of the field. He ended up getting a lap down. You can see this long single file line from Bauman to Hawksworth, and it's just, it could be so hard to make an overtake. You don't want to get out of line. If you risk getting out of line, you risk losing a position. But the reward that you may achieve is ultimately getting that overtake. But you don't want to make a mistake that costs you an extra position or two when you come out of line. Rappiano diving to the inside. He won't get it done, but he'll keep up side by side. Get a better look at that. It's right up next to each other. Not able to secure it on the outside, but that's still a good look from Rappiano. And if he can make those more often, he may be able to throw Mario Farnbacher off his groove and force a mistake from him. So that was also good defending, keeping it cool from Mario Farnbacher. Farnbacher catching up to the back of the Ford Mustang of Ben Barker. It's improving throughout this race. As time goes on, as the tires get worse, some drivers will get better on better managed tires. Good shot right here. Bauman defending through the sunset bend. Farnbacher about two to three car lengths behind Ben Barker. And Ben Barker's over 30 seconds behind. 87 is better. And Marco Mappelli looking to the inside of Michael Grenier. The BMW of Ghirardello's in front. Grenier drops what I believe is 2 places. He must have had a really bad sunset bend, and Mappelli and Ghirardello are still going at it. Farnbacher drops out of line, looking to get around Ben Barker. He gets to the inside, going through, and he powers through. Farnbacher up to second. It's a good overtake through turn 7. And if you want to get up there, that's a good spot. You force your opponent to the outside where there's really not a lot of room. You get to control what he does and how he reacts. Jack Hawksworth trying to keep in tune with the rest of the middle of the field. It's pinned down. Ghirardello keeps his position from Mappelli. Now he is the one looking at the back of Bauman. Bauman still maintaining his position. Tomanek almost a second behind Grenier now. He's bleeding time as Eversley gets past Grenier. Matter of fact, Tomanek has a lot to respond. It was him and Ryan Eversley. Now Libor Tomanek has to catch back up to Michael Grenier of the Ferrari team. Farnbacher cruising in front of Ben Barker. Ben Barker with pressure behind from Rappiano. The Bentley car, of course, we talked about it at Daytona. The only right-hand drive car in this entire field. Bentley, based in the UK, drives on the right side of on the left side of the road, and their GT3 cars are supposed to as well, apparently. Rapello moving to get on the inside of turn 1, looking to get around Bauman. Ghirardello gets around Bauman, matter of fact. Ghirardello coming for blood. He is still 13 seconds back from Robbiano in 4th. But he'll get some valuable points if he can lead the middle of the pack for the rest of this race. Robbiano. Ben Barker's leaving a lot of room to the inside. Robbiano choosing to keep it safe rather than be brave, and Bauman drops multiple positions here. Bauman and Michael Grenier cannot keep a long race pace going, it seems. Can the rest of the field capitalize on that? Eversley, Grenier, Tomanek. They'll need to if they want to get in contention. Eversley is the last one back from the points. He'll receive 2 points if I'm not mistaken, if he maintains his position for the rest of the laps. Ghirardello with pressure behind from Apelli. Eversley right up to the rear. Bauman, he's going to want a few extra points if he wants to stay at the top of the leaderboard. Near the top of the leaderboard. Farnbacher stands at the top. This beautiful section to watch. Turns 15 through 16. The way the drivers move the car is just so satisfying from the onboard. And onto the Ullman Straight. Slipstream's very important through here. As you head to the Sunset Bend. And it looks like Grenier trying to make a move on Ryan Eversley. They are side by side coming onto the pit straight. And Grenier gets around Eversley. That will be valuable points for Michael Grenier and his team. Bauman under pressure. Grenier trying to get back his positions. Slings it around the outside. A lot of speed. And Bauman on the far inside line has to brake much earlier. And Grenier is going to use that momentum around the outside to get around Bauman. Good set of overtakes from Grenier. Now Eversley looking at Bauman. Bauman, the last one in the points. Eversley's going to need these. Looks to the inside, doesn't go. Oh, he does go for it. Bauman goes wide. And Eversley is back up, sitting in the points. Bauman bleeding position. We saw last race at Daytona that the Mercedes both were not great in the braking zones. And they continue to prove this point here at Sebring. Just bleeding positions through the main braking zones. Turn 7, turn 17. So they've been succeeding through the fast sections, but it seems like the slow sections they can't get down. Jim Beals cruising the back. Geedy, Bills, Gillis, and Michael Sorensen have been relatively out the spotlight, being the last few cars in the back. Bills is under pressure from Gillis, and Sorensen is pinned 5 seconds back. And Libor Tomanek trying to make a move on Bauman. He is down to the inside. They break into the Sunset Bend. They're side by side through it. Libor's going to have the inside line, but Bauman can convert this into outside momentum. And Tomanek is around cleanly. Bauman once again proving that the Mercedes are lacking in the braking zones. Robbiano looking close to Ben Barker, heading up to turn 7. 2 tenths back. 1 won't make a move. Jack Hawksworth trying to get around Milner. Milner in front for the meantime. We can see what looks like Bauman leading the best of the rest in 10th. Leading spots. Jack Hawksworth gets around Tommy Milner. That's a good overtake in turn 7. Jack Hawksworth in the BWT sponsored Lexus. Very noticeable car, hot pink. Been riding on board with Beals a lot. Just getting to see what it's like racing through these back sections in traffic. Fabiano trying to pull some slipstream overtake into turn 17. He looks to the inside. And we cut away from it to show Jim Beals. Oh, good news, Fabiano didn't overtake while we cut away. That's always good to see. Eversley to the rear of Grenier. Won't get anything done. A bunched up set of 3, Mapelli, Grenier, and Eversley. The shuffling around the points that we can see with these overtakes will be crucial to set up for this next race. Jim Beals trying to get around Geedy. He's on the outside in turn 1, but he will have more room to run the throttle. He won't get around Geedy. Still a good look. It's hard to make an overtake on the outside of turn 1. Eversley dropping back. Maybe he'll suspect that Grenier and Mapelli will go much slower through turn 7. Mapelli only 3 seconds behind Ghirardello. Ghirardello securely in 5th place. Farnbacher in 2nd. Matter of fact, let's go over the whole running order right now. 87's better. Our race leader. 45 seconds ahead of Farnbacher in 2nd. Ben Barker 10 seconds behind Farnbacher in 3rd. Fabiano, then Ghirardello in the BMW. Mapelli of the Lamborghini team. Grenier. Ryan Eversley in the Acura. Libor Tomanek in the Audi. And 10th, Thomas Bauman. And 11th, Jack Hawksworth. Then we move on to Geedy in 12th. Tommy Milner of the Corvette. And 13th, Jim Beals, the Nissan, in 14th. Hank Gillis in 16th and in 15th, sorry. And Michael Sorensen in 16th, well behind Hank Gillis. Jack Hawksworth looking to the back of Bauman now. He won't be able to make a move through the Sunset Bend, but he can certainly set himself up for an overtake. And Geedy to the looking at Jack Hawksworth, and Milner and Beals are in a battle right now for 13th place. They are wobbling back and forth through it. And Beals comfortably in front now, but he'll look to Geedy for second or for 12th place. Eversley in front of Michael Grenier. Tripping over my words. Geedy battling with Jack Hawksworth for 11th place. Through the Big Bend, turn 6. Jack Hawksworth will have a much better run. But Geedy moves to the inside of turn 7. And he will force Jack Hawksworth to make a move. And Giddy, nice in front. That's a good overtake. An ethical overtake into turn 7. Now we see this group in single file. Thomas Baumann still ahead by a sizable margin in comparison to the rest. Giddy might have something to say about that, however. Hank Gillis still in the back. Robbiano still trying to chase down Ben Barker. Ben Barker has been defending from Robbiano for a couple laps now after being passed by Mario Farnbacher. And we just see Farnbacher returning to his form, but yet not quite as dominant as 87's better, and still in first place by a great margin. Giddy looking to pass Thomas Baumann. Believe he won't get it done. Robbiano still trying to attack. Giddy and Baumann still a story of the best of the rest. Tommy Milner drops out of line. Hank Gillis will get a run. He'll be on the inside of Milner into turn 1, and he will get around. It'll still be a fight heading on the exit. Milner in front still, but not by a big margin. It's still side by side. Gillis will have the inside. He gets around. Hawksworth around Giddy. Double overtake right here from two different groups. Ghirardello in 5th. He was battling with the likes of Mapelli, Eversley, and Grenier, but now he's comfortably in his own land. Has to cruise around and not make mistakes, and he'll solidify a good amount of points. Milner into the inside of Hank Gillis, trying to re-overtake Gillis. He'll get it done. He'll get Jim Beals too. A double overtake out of turn 7. Good move. And the mechanics at the Corvette team will be happy with that one. Robbiano trying to catch some slipstream. Been the story for a couple laps now. Thinks about a move to the inside. Won't let it go. Hawksworth half a second back of Baumann. He got around Giddy at the start of the lap. Jim Beals trying to get around Tommy Milner. He'll have the inside going onto the Ullman straight, and he'll get it done cleanly. Milner's a half a second back now. Tomanek around Grenier. Michael Grenier dropping back. Tomanek is on a charge. Milner and Gillis, sorry. Still going at it. Ryan Eversley trying to get to the back of Mapelli. Tomanek 4/10 back of Eversley. Eversley's 4/10 back of Mapelli. And Robbiano gets around Ben Barker for 3rd place. That will be crucial points in this race. We're seeing a good race here from Sebring so far. Sebring International Speedway used to be an airstrip, much like another famous track that Formula One is racing at this weekend, Silverstone. You can still see the runway shape sometimes. The Ullman Straight, I believe, is one of those airstrips. Airstrips usually turn out to be pretty good racing tracks. Sebring just has a long history. Of course, the 12 Hours of Lemons, the IMSA race, the 12 Hours of Sebring, Oh, and 87's better is catching up. He's at the back of the pack now. Gets around Sorensen. It's crazy on the brakes. Doing that with such a slow group in the back can be really risky. But nevertheless, it's 87's better. And he's just been on a heater. Getting around 3 cars now. Gets around Hank Gillis. This looks so much faster than them. On the outside of Giddy, which turns to the inside in turn 15. Eversley tries to look on the outside of Mapelli. Mapelli will fend off. Eversley will lead a couple of tenths. Tomanek ready to capitalize. Hank Gillis behind Giddy. Some weird engine noises coming out of that car. Eversley will try another look going into turn 3. He won't get it done. Mapelli doesn't give him the room he wants. Mapelli just good defense. Tomanek, remember, can capitalize in case there's a mistake made. But it has been a clean race all race. There hasn't been much contact at all. Milner to the back of Gillis now. Milner has dropped a little bit behind. Gillis is just not on par with his teammate. 4 places behind Thomas Baumann. And Baumann hasn't been on par with his previous performance. So really, nobody is having a good day at the Mercedes Club. I wouldn't say they're having the best of days at the Ferrari Club either. Audi has been the best to double team here. Both cars are in the points. 87's better is in the race lead. And Tomac is in the dropout. Well, it's just above the dropout zone of the point. Eversley just far behind Mapelli now. The good defense can really just kill your momentum. But Eversley is looking to fight back. He'll have the slipstream on the Ullman straight. Jack Hawksworth to the back of Thomas Baumann now. We cut back to Eversley in the turn 17. He gets closer, but what about the exit of the corner? He chooses to go the outside instead of falling behind Mapelli. That'll cost him time. The split between Eversley and Mapelli is now half a second, 0.6 now. But of course, there's still the rest of the 6-kilometer track in store. Hawksworth, you can see how close the gap is, but he just has to make the right moves at the right spots at the right time to get it done, and he hasn't done it yet. Group of 4 right here, 6 through 9. You see a Eversley trying to look again. Sorensen gets around Tommy Milner, puts Milner in last. 87's better. We haven't seen him all day, but he is just riding the curb, just absolutely wheeling it at the end of the race. Usually this is the time where you try to take the best care of the tires to secure just sustained pace, but 87's better. I mean, he's a second ahead or a minute ahead of second, so why not? It's a big group of cars, stretching from 10th to 16th. It's such a big group, and nobody has really gotten out of the line and made an overtake for a handful of laps now. Turn 15, which leads into turn 16, the Le Mans turn. This group breaks into 3. Eversley looking to make a move into turn 17, the Sunset Bend. He'll have the inside, but he's not late enough on the brakes. He'll shuffle behind. Tomanek behind him. Sorensen wants to get out of last place. He looks to the inside, won't get it done, but he may have to slipstream. Turn 16, another good place to overtake. Hawksworth trying to get around Bauman. He'll have the side draft. He's making time. Eversley only 2/10 back from Apelli, but it's in a tricky zone to overtake. He'll have to set himself up, get a good run out of turn 5 right here. Going into turn 6 to Big Bend, and then into turn 7, which is the hairpin where we have seen the most overtakes this whole race. See Gillis on the pit straight. 7/10 back from Geedy. Hawksworth still the same story, trying to get around Bauman. But as we said when discussing Apelli and Eversley, the goal right here through the S's is not to make an overtake through it, but to set yourself up for turns 6 and 7. Eversley trying to get around. Turn 13. Won't get it done. Now is the crucial times to get an overtake done as the race is dwindling down. I only have a few more minutes of this race left. '87's better. All race leader catching up to the middle pack. Vernier, Tomanek, Eversley, Apelli is so much faster. You gotta think if they cheated his car up. But still going. We see Eversley choosing to follow behind Apelli now. '87's better. Weaving around his teammate into turn 1. He'll have the inside. Tomanek, sorry. Had the momentum around the outside, but it doesn't matter for '87 as he locks it up a little bit and brave on the brakes. Oh, he puts his fender on Apelli's bumper. Dang, that took a lot of processing. '87's better is driving it. Balls on the dash. Just balls to the wall. And it is crazy right now. That's the first real piece of overtaking, well, piece of contact, sorry, we have seen all racing. Tomanek launches up using the chaos caused by '87's better to get 2 positions over Apelli and Eversley each. Apelli's not going to be happy with that. We've seen '87's better have a certain driving style, certain aggressive driving style, much like Carson Hocevar in NASCAR, or Max Verstappen and at Formula One, just wheels out, ready to go. And Hawksworth will get around Bauman after so much trying across so many laps. He finally gets around Bauman in turn 7. Both Bauman and Fields were wide through there. Eversley's going to focus his attention still on Apelli. That's the target still in front of him. Tomanek is cruising away though. Starting to keep a little bit more on par with his teammate. Still so much further back. A lap down now. Eversley still behind Apelli. Grenier behind Eversley now. Jim Beals and Thomas Bauman working towards. Beals is working towards the overtake. Eversley, Mapelli, still going at it. Only a couple more laps left in this race. Giddy leading the last 4 cars. Second behind Jim Beals, the Nissan. Giddy, the second Ferrari. Hasn't been quite as good as his teammate today. Jim Beals looking to the back of Bauman. Lose a little bit of time through turn 3. And through turn 5, we don't know. Eversley. Oh, just so crucial to get the steering right in this high speed section. If you put too much throttle and too little steering angle on it, you're gonna go off track and hit into the wall. So it's important to balance both. We've seen a lot in this race so far. We've seen domination from 87's better. Ben Barker to a surprising start, matter of fact. And that's looking at the gaps now. That's quite a sizable gap between the first 4 positions. 87's better. A minute and 23 seconds ahead of Mario Farnbacher. Mario Farnbacher, 24 seconds ahead of Robbiano. Robbiano, 19 seconds ahead of Barker. Very separated in the front of this group, as is most endurance races. But we've seen a lot of tight racing from 6 back. 87's better, gets around Ben Barker now. Clean overtake around the outside of turn, what I believe to be 8, or turn 11, sorry. I think. Gillis looking at Giddy. Eversley still trying to get at Mapelli. Has been going at this for tens of laps now. Hasn't made a move yet. Hasn't been able to make a move yet. And he only has a few more laps to get it done. Jack Hawksworth made a move on Thomas Bauman a few laps ago. Still in front. But Bauman is catching back up. He's going to want that position back. Although it doesn't award any points, it will still help him on the stat sheet. Ryan Eversley still trying to make a move on Mapelli. Hawksworth and Bauman through turn 16 now. Onto the Ullman straight. Bauman's going to want to use the slipstream to make a move here. Gillis wanting to get around Giddy. Hawksworth coming out of turn 17, still in front by 3/10 of in front of Bauman. He's just hoping that Bauman doesn't make a move on the inside here. He won't have the room for it. Tomanek up to Ghirardelli now, or Ghirardello, sorry. And Ghirardello did have a pretty sizable gap from 5th to 6th, but now that Tomanek has taken 6th place, he's been able to cut that gap. And Tomanek's going to want these points bad. We'll see what conspires in the 5th position as Tommy Milner gets around Hank Gillis for 14th. Tomanek looking at the back of Ghirardello. They go through the braking zone of turn 16 onto the Ullman Straight. Pretty sizable gap, 3 car lengths. And Milner, turn 7, gets around Giddy. Going through turns 8 and 9 now. Milner making the important overtakes in this race. And then Hank Gillis looks to the inside of Giddy. They'll be side by side. It's a close battle here. Giddy keeps it in front. Tomanek and Ghirardello side by side on the pit straight. Tomanek to the inside. BMW Ghirardello on the outside, and Tomanek will get it done. Good overtake for some points here. It's going to be very important for his standings. Jack Hawksworth is cruising in front of Bauman. 3/10 gap. And Giddy will have to defend from Gillis. Milner is already almost 2 seconds ahead of Giddy after passing him not too long ago. But Gillis looking to pass on the outside into turn 17. Won't go. Jack Hawksworth, Thomas Bauman. Bauman will have the inside. Hawksworth won't have to run. It's side by side. And Bauman gets it done going into turn 3. It's a good overtake for Bauman. Now be valuable in the competition between his teammate Hank Gillis. And ladies and gentlemen, that will be our race. Although you can see that 87 is better is in pit. He is done with this race. Such a good race here, folks. And thank you for joining us here at Sebring International. Thank you for joining Apexgt GT so far this season. Thank you for a good season so far. Let's look at these standings, or the finishing results. 87 Spetter in first. Mario Farnbacher second. Rob Bonio and Bentley third. Ben Barker, Libor Tomanek 4th and 5th. John Pierre Ghirardello 6th. Marco Mappelli 7th. Ryan Eversley 8th. Michael Grenier 9th. Thomas Bauman, Jack Hawksworth 10 and 11th. Nissan, Jim Beals 12th. Corvette, Tommy Milner 13th. 14th, Alessandro Pierre Giddy. 15th, Hank Gillis. And finally, in 16th, Michael Sorensen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for Apexgt GT this weekend. And just thank you for having me. Thank you for watching. Just drop a like and subscribe if you made it this far. And God bless. Thank you.